would say is I think he feels a little bit starved there, and that's why he's not just kind of waiting for the ball on the right-hand side. He's drifting over to that left-hand side to try and go and sort things out or get involved. I think he's a little bit frustrated there because if you're 17, 18, 19 and you're on this stage, you really want to be able to deliver. So maybe he's trying a little bit too hard at the moment. But we'll, Mastantuono watch will continue. Don't worry about that.
Third game, please.
Third game's the one, maybe. Of course, against Inter Milan. OK. We've watched every game of the Club World Cup here on The Press, and we think that some players might be on the move. It is transfer season after all. We've put forward 5 players who could be the topic of transfer discussions this summer in our Transfer Watch. OK then, guys. We love a bit of transfer chat here. It's lovely. So what we're going to do, we're going to give you a goalkeeper, a defender, a midfielder, a winger or a wide forward, and a striker as well. I'll kick us off with the goalkeeper. And I think there's a little triangle that could be going on here. There's been a lot of chat about Emi Martinez leaving Aston Villa. Aston Villa kind of wanting to maybe get a bit of money in from that, but also Emi Martinez. Jules, you were saying that it might be someone who might want to move on. Liège, your team, Manchester United, are linked with him. But if that one doesn't work out, I want to talk about Kobel. Kobel at Dortmund, I think, has been fantastic in this tournament. Has been a bit of a tournament for the goalkeepers, but as a younger goalkeeper, I think he's about 26, 27 at this point, market value of about 35 million. He made a double save here in the first game against Fluminense that kept them in it. He's been absolutely superb. He's a great shot stopper. Contract's up in 2028. Liège, how do you feel about this one? Would you have him at Man United?
If he has 2 working hands, I would take him at Man United. Clearly, we're in a situation ever since David De Gea left the club. Onana came in for big money, but I think so far has really flattered to deceive. And I look at Kobel, I completely agree. He is a safe pair of hands in goal. That Champions League run to the final a few years back, I thought he was massive for them. And I even look on the ball as well, too. I was reading the numbers beforehand. In terms of short passes completed, he does rank pretty high in the Bundesliga over the last season. So I think United could probably do worse than looking at Kobel.
Jules, can I just come to you on this one? Because he's little dig there at Onana. Now, you feel it might be a bit... It might be a bit deeper than that when it comes to Onana, of course. Do you think that if Kobel was to go to a team like Manchester United, who do seem to be in the market for a goalkeeper right now, do you think it would be a place that he could thrive, or is it going to be difficult for anyone?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a problem in structure and there's a problem in coaching at United. We saw that under Ten Hag. For Onana to have such a drop in terms of form and performances, it might be him to be.
You think it can't just be?
It can't just be on him.
He can't disappear.
Sorry. The guy was the best goalkeeper in the Champions League in the season where they reached the final with Inter Milan against Man City, and then suddenly he's one of the worst. It can't just be on him. So I think there's a problem. I like Kobel a lot, but I think there's an environment issue there for goalkeepers.
OK, let's move on to our defender now, Joaquin Piqueres, a 26-year-old left-back for Palmeiras. His market value... Other market values are available, but the one that we found for him, about 9.6 million. Jules, you've been really, really impressed by his ability on that left-hand side.
Yeah, he came back from... He had an injury at the start of the season, the first half of the season, but has come back really, really strong. Uruguayan international now. So he can play left-back, left wing-back, also centre-back. He's got that quality on the ball. He's 6 foot, so he's got the right size. And a club like Bournemouth, who needs defenders because they've lost 3 of their back 4 in Huijsen, Kerkez and very soon Zabani. I think he's great. Brighton love their South American little gems that they can find, and I think he's 26 years old. It's perfect for him to come to Europe.
Yeah, I really, really like the idea of Piqueres at Bournemouth, because even this season, in my content, I was putting him forward for... putting left-backs forward for Bournemouth, because Kerkez is kind of the only left-back there. So, I mean, at this stage, I'm going to get linked with Bournemouth when it comes to defenders. So
All
Piqueres,
3 of us.
So he's getting ugly there. So they need to sign someone, and he would be a really good option. Maybe be that little bit cheaper than, we're saying Kobel's 35 million. That's a lot less. So maybe there's some bargains. I mean, we've seen how competitive South American teams have been. Sticking with Palmeiras, then, into our centre midfielder. We all love this player. Richard Rios, the Colombian. Liège, talk to me about this player. What's he like?
He's terrific. He had an amazing Copa America campaign a few years back for Colombia, and I was actually very shocked that he didn't move on. But in terms of being a really good athlete in midfield, being very good on the ball as well, too, has goals in him, I see a lot of potential in him. And I look at a club like Atletico Madrid, who... You see some of the midfield profiles. I think Riquelme is probably out the door. Barrios is very good, but very young. De Paul, I'm a big fan of him. And Gallagher is more of a guy who comes in as an impact substitute. I do see potentially a spot for Rios in Atletico Madrid.
Okay, in January linked with Tottenham and Everton. Recently, Nottingham Forest, Manchester United, and let's go Madrid as well. 20 caps for Colombia, market value of 14.6 million. I've been really impressed with him. I think that'd be a fantastic buy. Destined for Europe, Jules has told me. So it's coming, right? And then wide forward position, the big one, Rodrigo, 24 years old. I think the big question here is, with all the talk about him at Arsenal, as much as it being about that, should he leave Real Madrid? What do you think, Liz?
Well, if you ask him, he says that he's happy at Madrid and he wants to fight for his place. And Alonso said he's happy to work with him. And look, this is an amazing assist from Rodrigo, which showcases the quality that he does possess. But a lot of times in this game, you saw Rodrigo almost hugging the touchline on the right. At times, almost playing like a right wing back. And I love Rodrigo, but I don't think he really gets the chance to showcase his best game. And he's a bit unfortunate because his best game comes on the left. And Real Madrid arguably have the two best left-sided players in the world, in Vinicius and Mbappe, when they're both clicking.
So should he move for you?
I believe for him to reach his max individual potential, he might need to make that move. And he might not see it at the moment, but I think towards the end of this window, the way it's going, Arda Güler, Alonso has come out and said that he sees a big role for him. I think it might be best for Rodrigo to look elsewhere.
Yeah, just quickly, there's some hurdles in place there when it comes to Rodrigo, isn't there?
And the biggest one is the fee that Real Madrid would want. We talked about valuation earlier. For him, we're talking 80, 90 million euros, which even for a club like Arsenal, there's no way they're going to pay that for him. Neither would Bayern Munich, neither with another club, even top club that is looking for a left winger.
Okay, interesting. And then the striker position, we're going to go with Pavlidis. Now, he has got a contract till 2029, but there's been so much conversation when it comes to strikers. We spoke about Samu on the press, didn't we, Liaz, a few days ago. From his league games, 19 goals, 7 assists from 34 games, market value of about 25 million. Jules, what do you think about him?
I love him. I love how he went from the Eredivisie to the Portuguese league with great effects. Wonderful feet, he's strong, he's good, he's just all-around game, he's really good, he's got great vision. We've seen him in Europe this season being great for Benfica. Okay, they missed out on the title in the last day of the season to Sporting, but I think overall it would be great for a club like Inter Milan, who is looking for another option up front. Same for Napoli with Lukaku. So I think for clubs like that, Pavlidis makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay, great stuff. Thank you. Okay, well, what a night it's been. Let's have a look at the socials one last time before we go. And as you can see, it was all about the fans, both out there in America, but also everyone watching at home. Stunning games, comebacks aplenty, lots of goals. You love to see it. Thank you so much to Liaz and Julian. This is what's coming up later today. So, we've got Juventus versus Wydad at 5 p.m. Real Madrid. Rodrigo, will he get a goal or assist again against Pachuca at 8 p.m. FC Salzburg, who impressed me actually, against Al Hilal, who also impressed me. The Impressed Me battle at 11 p.m. Manchester City versus Al Ain at 2 a.m. But most crucially, the press at 4:30 a.m. Make sure you join us. So, huge thank you to Liaz and Julian. And Liaz, you'll be back tomorrow?
Of course.
Thank goodness for that. So.